and even over $1 million. Hit some balls on a Saturday morning. Adam Sandler was there, pretty cool experience. What's up? It's Tristan. In today's video, we're going over the top 3 family neighborhoods in Flowery Branch. Let's get into the video. Okay, so for the structure of the video, we're obviously gonna talk about all 3 neighborhoods. Each one, we're gonna discuss the average price point, the kind of homes you can expect, and then just the general pros and cons. Everything you need to know about each neighborhood. Let's get into it. For the first one, the most affordable is gonna be Four Seasons or Four Seasons on Lake Lanier, however you wanna call it. The average price point is $545,000. So we're gonna put pros over here, cons over here. Starting in the pro corner, probably like the main reason you would choose this neighborhood, it's way closer to the lake, a boat drop off, and like just general lake access. You're close to Van Pugh and you're gonna easy access. I mean, like 2-3 minute drive tops. Let's go to a con now. A con in most people's eyes, most buyers' eyes, is you're gonna be zoned for West Hall High School rather than Cherokee Bluff or Flowery Branch. In most cases, buyers have told me that's the con. But listen, I went to West Hall and you know, look at me now. I'm in a pink shirt filming a video in my apartment studio. All right, so another pro, obviously, is just gonna be the price. And so most of the prices are just about the same. Whereas like in Sterling and Reunion, when we get there, you'll notice there's like a huge difference in prices. Another con to Four Seasons is the location of it. It's like it's awesome because of the lake, right? But then the other location is you're farther away from the true action to Flowery Branch. So you're closer to downtown, but most of the action in Flowery Branch happens like near Stonebridge Village, which is gonna be like where the Chick-fil-A is, the Target, the Publix, the Home Depot, all those stores, and you're just gonna be farther away from that. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a drive. You're gonna have to cross over the train tracks, and sometimes you get stuck by the train, and like that's a con, but whatever. But listen, you're only like 5-10 minutes away from it anyways, and you're actually even closer to the downtown, and the downtown is booming right now. There's so many events that go on. It's incredible. Commercial contracts are getting purchased all throughout so that businesses can start thriving. Like stuff's going on is what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. So is it really a con? Like, yes, it is, because you're typically gonna have to go to Publix and Target to get food and groceries, but you're really not that far away. Okay, so obviously every single one of these neighborhoods, one of the pros is amenities, because like that's a part of what makes it a great family neighborhood. The best top 3 in all Flowery Branch is the amenities, so that you could take your kids and your kids can play and your kids can take you. So all of them are gonna be a pro, but they're all gonna be slightly different. So Four Seasons, one of their big pros about their amenities is that you have a softball field. None of the other ones have a softball field, which is sick. And so it's great for like throwing the baseball or like hosting a neighborhood game. Oh, fun fact, actually, one scene in Blended was filmed at Four Seasons. It was at the softball field. Adam Sandler was there. You could be an extra. It was a pretty cool experience. I've also found, and this is just personal anecdotal experience, more people play basketball in this neighborhood than any of the other neighborhoods. The other 2 neighborhoods focus heavier on different amenities, and I'll explain those when I get there. So obviously it's a pro, but we're gonna say pro because of softball and basketball. Honestly, off camera, I was trying to think of more cons. I couldn't. Like, the neighborhood's awesome. Every person I met on the board and the HOA, they're all incredible people. So my personal experience, awesome. So I couldn't think of another con. So that leads us into our next neighborhood, Sterling on the Lake. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I talk very highly of it. I used to live in Sterling on the Lake, an incredible neighborhood. There's over 2,200 homes, over 80 roads throughout the whole neighborhood. There's a private lake in the center of it. There's all different price points, as high 300s and even over $1 million. So the average price point is $565,000. It's a little bit more than Four Seasons, but you could literally get an $850,000 house or a $450,000 house so easy. And there's so many homes, so it's real easy to pick and choose. This, most of the time, ends up being everyone's favorite neighborhood because of how many homes are there, so how many of their friends and family friends also live in that neighborhood. So pro to this one is amount of amenities. The sheer amount of amenities is insane. It's insane. There's 4 different pools throughout the whole neighborhood, tennis courts scattered throughout, there's pickleball courts, there's its own lake, obviously, so you can go canoeing, kayaking, there's everything to do. Massive tennis and pickleball community lives in that neighborhood. So there's 6 pickleball courts, those are always being played on. There are tennis courts, and those are always being played on. So a con to Sterling on the Lake is houses are so close together. They're very very, very close because there's so many homes and only so much land, right? I think they're very well built and they're awesome. They look great, aesthetically pleasing, but they're quote unquote cookie cutter because it's all mostly the same floor plans. They all kind of look the exact same, but it's a beautiful neighborhood. Like don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. It's just like that cookie cutter-esque. Another pro is just the community. There's always events going on, nicest people ever, and there's always something to do. A con to Sterling is the terrain. So whereas it was a pro over in Four Seasons, it's hilly. There are obviously flat parts about Sterling, and there's parts like where it kind of levels out and then it dips back down or goes down another hill. But most of Sterling is kind of up and down. There's not a ton of massive like backyards where you could just like hang out in your backyard, because again, it's mostly all smaller lots. And then even those bigger ones are still gonna have some sort of terrain, either downwards or upwards. So definitely a con. Pro in most buyers' eyes, not mine, again, we're talking about the schools, you are zoned for Flowery Branch High School, which is awesome. You can also even go to Cherokee Bluff as well. I've only ever heard good things about both of those schools for like sports and academics, and how well the teachers treat the kids. Like I've only ever heard good things. I've only ever heard good things about Hall County schools in general, just to be completely honest. And obviously you're still in Hall County. Another pro is location. You're actually gonna be in between Four Seasons and Reunion, and you're gonna be super close to the action-packed, like Stonebridge Village, close to Publix. You're also gonna be close to the other side of Flowery Branch, where you have another Kroger, another Publix, and everything else you need. Like the location and the connection you have to Buford, the connection you have to Brazelton, 985 is insane. You're super close to everything, which is awesome. That leads us into Reunion. Now, hear me out. It's technically in Houston, but it's on the edge of Flowery Branch, and I literally don't know how it's Houston. I call it Flowery Branch. I've always called it Flowery Branch. Anyways, average median home price in Reunion, $650,000. So Reunion is not gonna have as big of a spread as Sterling, where you could get like a high 300s house and over $1 million. It's still a nice big spread, but it's solely dependent on kind of the lot. Do you have a basement, and what do your upgrades look like on the inside? So pro, I'm actually gonna go pro on this one as the look of the home. I love the way these look. Curb appeal and Reunion, it just has that nice luxury sea, like Clearwater, Florida look. It just looks expensive. It looks luxury. I love the look of them. So pro to Reunion is curb appeal. I love all the homes. One of the cons to Reunion is the terrain. The terrain is also extremely hilly, very similar to Sterling on the Lake. But back to the pros real quick is the school system. The school system is gonna have you zoned for Cherokee Bluff, which is gonna be an absolute fan favorite. Now, back to a con, kind of. This is a con with a but at the end. So the con is again location. You're much further away from the Flowery Branch action-packed action. The but is you actually have your own like miniature Flowery Branch right beside it, where you have like your own Kroger, your own Publix to run some groceries. I like that real quick stuff that you just need to go to and just come right back to your house. You don't gotta drive 15, 20 minutes to. It's right in your backyard. So that's nice. Also to the location, which ends up being a pro, so we're gonna put in the pro, is you're literally right beside Northeast Georgia Medical Center. Always nice to have a hospital in your backyard, just in case of emergencies. You know, God willing, hopefully nothing happens, but it's awesome to have and awesome to know that it's there. Another pro is the amenities, the golf course. Like this is the main attraction Reunion. This is why I would say most people come to Reunion, is the golf course that plays all throughout the neighborhood. It's a beautiful course. It has a real friendly vibe. Like, I have not met a mean person at Reunion. They're typically an awesome family that you're able to talk to, or someone that's retired. They're always like really nice, sweet Southern people. Haven't met anyone that's mean yet. I have played pickleball. I've actually played in a pickleball tournament at Reunion. It went awesome. Tons of people showed up. Great pickleball community, great tennis community as well. And there's also this big open green space where you can kind of just do like whatever you want with your kids. They can just run around. It also backs up to the driving range if you wanted to hit some balls on a Saturday morning before your tee time. And because I can't think of any more cons, I'm sitting here racking my brain. I love all three of these neighborhoods. They're all my favorite. And if you were to ask me like, which neighborhood would I live in Flowery Branch besides Grandview, I love Grandview, is one of these three. Anyways, that kind of concludes the video. If you're looking to make a move here in Flowery Branch, or you just want to know more information about any of these neighborhoods, sometimes there's no houses for sale in these neighborhoods because of how popular they are, but I can find them. I have my own methods to find you a house, even if that's door knocking. I've done it many times to go find you the house that you're looking for. If you're looking for more information or anything to do with these neighborhoods or about Flowery Branch in general, I'm your guy. I'm Tristan Adams, the Flowery Branch Realtor, 770-519-8145. I'll see ya.